Hello and welcome to Pilates Students Manual, a podcast helping you get the most out of your Pilates classes. I'm Olivia and I'll be your host. Join the conversation and share your thoughts on Instagram at Pilates Students Manual. You can support the podcast by visiting buymeacoffee.com/Olivia Podcasts. Let's learn something new. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode is a little bit shorter. I am wrapping up season 2 of Pilates Students Manual. I'll be sharing some overview of the past season, some stats from the season, sharing some announcements, and what to look forward to in the new season debuting on January 8th in 2021. Yay! So this episode is wrapping up season 2 of Pilates Students Manual. The season ran from mid-September to mid-December. Seasons themselves don't really matter because they're just things that I make up to keep track of time and to break up episodes into digestible chunks. You can see on the YouTube channel what qualifies as season 2, and you can see on the podcast website, it'll say season 2, episode 7 or whatever at the top. But the episodes are not sequential. You can listen to them in any order. It's just how I'm breaking them up. In this season, we looked at specific body parts, at populations or certain conditions and doing Pilates with those conditions. We redefined what progress looks like, answered some of your frequently asked questions, looked at Joseph Pilates' legacy and what he got wrong and right. As always, we're looking for ways to apply that information to our classes, and I hope that that's what you were able to do this season. Last week's episode was a really great guide to continuing to do Pilates even during the busyness and bustle of the holiday season. And if you haven't checked that out, I really do think it's going to help you in terms of what the next few weeks look like for you and your Pilates practice. Some stats about this season. Most of you listen to the podcast on the go, or at least on your phones. 94% of all listens happened on a mobile device. 75% on an iPhone, and 45% of you listen through Apple Podcasts, which is awesome. Apple Podcasts also allows you to rate and review the podcast. So if you are a listener on Apple Podcasts, I would love it if you could rate and review the podcast so that other Pilates enthusiasts are able to find it and hear what you think about it. As far as top listener locations, we're looking at the US, Australia, and the UK. Top cities are Sydney, London, and Los Angeles, pulling up in third. It's so cool to know that people across the country, that people across the world are able to connect with the podcast. Thank you so much, wherever you're listening from, for tuning in. Quick announcements. I will be going on a short break until January 8th when I will start releasing the episodes for season 3 of Pilates Students Manual. The new season is going to continue to address questions that you have, whether you're writing in on Instagram or sending me an email, or if you are part of the community on Buy Me a Coffee and you're hanging out in the Zoom chats and sharing your thoughts there, as well as things that I'm seeing as I'm teaching classes, just as a Pilates teacher, things that I think would help students to know about Pilates. If you missed this month's Zoom chat, no worries. They happen every month. All you need to do is visit that Buy Me a Coffee page and become a supporter or a member, and I will send you the link to the monthly Zoom chat as it approaches. It's a really great way for you to give feedback, for you to say hi, for me to thank you in person for your support, and then really hear what's on your mind, and then use that to shape the new seasons of the podcast. So if that's something that you'd like to be part of, definitely visit that Buy Me a Coffee page and let's hang out. Really, a huge thank you to everyone listening for your support, whether it's tuning in and reviewing the podcast or becoming a supporter or member on Buy Me a Coffee. I really appreciate your support of this project. I hope you have a safe holiday season, and I'll see you soon with brand new episodes on January 8th. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Pilates Students Manual, a podcast helping you get the most out of your Pilates classes. Be sure to check out the podcast Instagram at Pilates Students Manual and subscribe wherever you're listening. Interested in teaching Pilates too? Check out Pilates Teacher's Manual, available everywhere you listen to podcasts. I hope to see you next episode. Until next time.